My name is Brad, SuperCoach Pro. Today we're doing a round 12 SuperCoach Preview. We are doing the buyers now, so 4 weeks of this great fun. I've used a couple trades this week, and hopefully my side goes all right. I think I'm fielding 19 premiums after the trade-in. Now I get stuck into it pretty quickly. Sinclair on bench, obviously. Constable probably won't get a game, I don't reckon, for the rest of the season. Like, what more does this man have to do? I think he would have to wait for a fair few injuries for him to actually get in there. Midfield's pretty solid. Pretty much everyone's playing there, bar Dunks and Oliver. Ashcroft, I'm sort of debating whether to cut him off. I think he's a 50-50 at this stage for most teams. If you want to get rid of him, it's fair enough. And if you want to hold him, fair enough. So it looks pretty decent there. And then forward line. Now, it's probably the reason why I went. It's not. It not probably. It is the reason why I went early on McAndrew, because I want DC to be cover if English or Marshall go down. That is the plan on bringing this guy in, even though he scored really horribly, and Hickey will probably be solo ruck from now on. Yeah, it was sort of like a punt pick. And I didn't want to go early on any forward, but it looks like his role up the ground on the wing, high half forward, is a Chandler pick from the start of the season that you just got to go to. And probably cull him during his buy, or continue to make him to 350k after that buy. So it's cash gen you need, and I think most people should be bringing him in anyway. And that is pretty much the side going into it. Darcy Cameron, I brought him in against Richmond. He got injured, did the what was it, PCL or whatever it is, in his leg, and they've sort of been managing his minutes. So this was off 71 minutes. He scored 89 against Tigers against Nank. And then they managed his time, only played 76 minutes for 61, which is fair enough. And then obviously had Goldstein for an 81. Didn't play a lot of minutes again. We know he plays around 100 when he's actually fully fit. So he's only, 10 minutes away from being fully fit by the looks of it. He's got another week in the system doing his training. And he plays West Coast with Bailey Williams, who doesn't win a lot of the hit-outs and normally actually gets scored against pretty heavily in the ruck. So his break-even is high, 129. But I just want an extra premium this week, and I just think he's a viable option. And I'm only getting rid of a dead rookie anyway in Teakle. So may as well take the punt. Worst case scenario, he does get 104. He's only lost 11k. So what am I doing making 11k? But I'm also banking points that could be there. So I just feel like if he does have a big game, I'll be regretting not bringing him in a week early, because that's points on field. I'm at 11k rank roughly about now, I think. So I just need to do all I can to sort of move up in the ranks, even if it does mean grabbing in Darcy Cameron. And he's going to be my F6 for the rest of the season now. So once I move Taranto and Cogs there, it's looking pretty full. So I'll be running Rosie, Cameron, Taranto, Cogs, Hobbs for now, and these sort of players. And then I'm looking at Dunkley in the forward line as well. So the only one I really want down back is now Sicily. And in the midfield, I want to try to get Dawson as a swing and flip Day at some point. So pretty undecided what I'm going to do with my side long term. Some of these rookies are going to have to stay. Baker's going to get culled. Ashcroft's going to get culled. But I think players like Sheasel and Mitchell might have to stay, even Hobbs potentially. It just really depends what I do to these players. I've got so many sort of mid-price madness players that have made enough cash but could also be worthy cover. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do on my side going forward. Good cash gen, but just sort of a what the hell do you do this side at the moment? It's just such a weird rank. Weird time of year, because do you go after pods? Because if you grab a Dawson and all those highly owned players, you're not really going to make up ground. You're just going to stop bleeding, but you're not going to do anything to sort of gain ground. You're just going to hold rank. So maybe I've got to do some left field trades. I'm going to have to think about it after the buys. But the one thing I'm not going to do is ruin my team over the buys. I'm not going to trade out any premiums that are actually scoring well. I'll hold players like Day that aren't scoring well and flip them, after their buy, or if I can't field adequate amount of primos. that I require. So you guys can get a good idea. I am missing 2 this week. I thought I was missing 3, so that's really trippy. That's actually pretty good. So I've got 20 players. That's nuts. Okay. Apparently I'm Stevie Wonder because I did not see that. And then round 13 is looking okay. I'll be missing none in the back line if these guys all hold their spot, like Shinkota. So that's not the bye affecting me either, so I don't have to worry about that. Stupid because I just realised it's Geelong and Gold Coast. My bad. Round 14, so I'll be missing 2 down back. I'll be missing none in the midfield. I can probably swing Cogs in the forward line. So I'll only be missing like 2 here, none there. Yeah. I might be missing 4 or 5. I can't count. Had a big day today. So that bye is fine. I think it's the round 15 bye that actually hurts the most. So I'll be missing 2 in the forward line. No worries. 1 in the ruck, so that's already 3. 4 in the back line. Sinclair will play. And then hopefully these guys will play. So I'll be missing 6, I think that is. I hope my math isn't terribly off. So I'll have to flip to 2 round 15 players. So by the looking of it, it'll be like a Baker and Shinkota have to go. Possibly Ford if he's made enough coin in there as well. So there is things we can do. The buys don't look too bad from my side overall. I actually like the buys because generally I actually catch up to teams because a lot of people have a lot of dead rookies or really bad rookies like Tessa, Davey. I just got to hope a lot of popular owned rookies don't get named in gifted games like Madden or something stupid, or else then that will really hurt me. So sort of, yeah, been squeezing out my cash gen players pretty good as well, like holding the Hollands for as long as I could until they sort of were out of their break-even zone. And same with Baker, like I've held on to him. He's now past 300k. So I've done that really well. If I'm sort of doing a mid-season thinking cap review, whatever. But I've just bought a couple players at 200k, which has really ruined my side. Like Teakle, thinking that he'd be a ruckman and Lysa wouldn't get a game. So, no, for next year, just as a mid-season sort of thought, I'm not going to be paying 200k plus for too many rookies next year. Probably won't even go there. That's why I'm not looking at Wardlaw this week. I just don't think he's a viable option with LDU to return in the side shortly, and just think he's pretty injury prone. Now, if you want to have a look at the jump on, jump off segment that I do with Steve from SDS SuperCoach every week, that will be released tonight as well. So we talk about all the players that are hot and trading in and traded out. So if you want to get some opinions there, have a look there. If not, chuck your trade plans in the comments below, and we'll go from there. So the other thing for me, pretty set on VCing day costs against West Coast. I think he just tears them apart, and then a safe bet, could go Bonds against the Cats because the Cats have a depleted midfield. Could go Taranto against his old side. That's not a bad shout. I still like Laird against Adelaide as well. Against Gold Coast. He is Adelaide. What am I talking about? But I think the safe one for me is actually Merritt against North Melbourne because I just feel like I'm more comfortable of him getting a 115 plus than any of these other guys as a captain. That's probably his 110 average. But even Green and Cogs wouldn't be too bad of a shout against the Tigers as well. We lack big body midfielders, so if I'm trying to pick between those, probably Tom Green I think would be a better option than Cogs. English against whoever the Cats are fielding in a ruckman wouldn't be a bad shout either. It is at Marvel. I think there's good picks all around. Rosie against Hawthorn would be good as well. There's just not too many ones I don't like, to be honest. I think this is a good matchup, even if you got Gawn or Petrarca on the Friday night you wanted to go with. Trying to think of other players people know. Butters surely would be a nice option against Hawthorn. Sissel is suspended, so I wonder if Mitchell's scoring will be increased. Same with Weddle. What they do that day? They play down back now. Not sure. Any of these players, McRae maybe? Would you chuck a VC on him potentially? Anderson, I think a lot of people off that pick, so that was a bit of a failed trade in Primo for now. And there's not too many more players I can think from the Giants or these other sides here. So there are my thoughts around. Look, if I do put any last minute trades, because I am pretty reluctant to do that sometimes, I'll put them in the comments. But this looks pretty set, hence why you're getting a slightly early video than what you normally would, because normally I wait for the teams on a Friday at 5 p.m, which is annoying for you guys. I totally understand that, but I'm doing what's best for my side in the long run anyway. So that is the end of the video. Hopefully you guys have a good night and a good weekend. Hopefully your team gets up, and let me know what your BC and C options too. If you need advice on that, I'll chuck my thoughts in there as well.